King Charles III has quietly taken one of the most significant decisions of his reign to reshape the physical and symbolic center of the monarchy. With the approval of the king, Prince William and Princess Catherine will soon move their young family into Forest Lodge, nestled within Windsor Great Park, marking a decisive break from the centuries-old tradition of London, serving as the beating heart of royal life. The move is more than a simple relocation. It represents a new chapter for the monarchy, one that blends continuity with reinvention. For centuries, Buckingham Palace has stood as the ultimate emblem of royal power, a stage for processions, balcony appearances, and national celebration. Yet Charles himself has never warmed to its cavernous halls. Even as renovations inch forward with completion not expected until 2027, the king has largely resisted moving in. Instead, he divides his time between Clarence House, Highgrove, and Windsor, signaling a quieter, more personal approach to kingship. This choice echoes the instincts of his heir. William has long shown a preference for smaller, more private homes over sprawling palaces. Unlike past generations, he did not grow up ensconced in ancient castles. Highgrove, with its relative modesty, shaped his sense of home, and that influence is evident in his determination to give his children, George, Charlotte, and Louis, a grounded upbringing. The prospect of Forest Lodge allows him to replicate a more domestic, less ceremonial lifestyle while still being within the historic orbit of Windsor Castle. Royal insiders argue this change may ultimately redefine the monarchy's center of gravity. Windsor is increasingly becoming the essence of the crown, a spiritual and symbolic seat of continuity, long cherished by Queen Elizabeth II, who chose to make it her official residence after the pandemic. In many ways, Charles is following his mother's example, ensuring Windsor rather than London becomes the true hub of the institution. The late Queen's farewell at Windsor still lingers in national memory. It was there, within the ancient walls of the castle, that her reign drew to its close. Now, Windsor is poised to rise anew, not as a place of endings but of fresh beginnings. The King's decision to support the Wales's relocation underscores this shift. Forest Lodge may not have the grandeur of Buckingham Palace, but it embodies the values William and Catherine hope to weave into the monarchy: warmth, relatability, and stability for their children. Observers note the symbolism. If William becomes the first sovereign in modern history not to reside in a palace or castle, it would be a striking departure from tradition. Yet this is precisely the point. The monarchy cannot remain static. "I don't think William is going to bat an eyelid about breaking certain royal traditions," remarked one close source. "He doesn't want to live in a palace or a castle, and he's made up his mind to do things differently." For Catherine, this decision is especially resonant. Raised in a close-knit, private family environment, she has never seemed entirely at ease with the idea of palatial grandeur. A house within Windsor Park offers her a middle ground, space enough to maintain royal duties and security, but intimate enough to provide a normal family atmosphere. Friends of the couple say Catherine values cozy settings, echoing Diana's preference for soft furnishings and child-friendly homes over the rigid formality of palace life. In that sense, Forest Lodge is not simply a residence, but a continuation of a maternal legacy of grounding the future heirs of the throne in something more tangible than gilded ceilings. Charles's endorsement of this move also reflects his broader strategy to streamline and modernize the monarchy. The king has long spoken of a slimmed-down royal household, where symbolism matters more than scale. By supporting Windsor as the monarchy's central base, he aligns the crown with a place that feels less remote than Buckingham Palace and more connected to the rhythms of British life. It is also a decision rooted in practicality. Buckingham Palace, undergoing its largest refurbishment in generations, remains a logistical challenge. Its nearly 800 rooms, drafty corridors, and ongoing works make it less of a family home and more of an institutional shell. By contrast, Windsor's open grounds and royal estate provide a functional, symbolic, and familial headquarters all at once. Yet, even as Windsor gains prominence, London will not be abandoned. As king, William will inevitably divide his time between Windsor and the capital, ensuring Buckingham Palace continues as the ceremonial front of monarchy. The famous balcony will not fall silent. State occasions will still anchor themselves in London, but the real life of the royal family, the heartbeat of their daily existence, will hum more quietly from Windsor. The vision is clear. Windsor will be the monarchy's home, while Buckingham Palace remains its stage. This duality allows the crown to preserve its grandeur, while cultivating a human scale more in tune with 21st century expectations. Charles' decision is also deeply personal. He has spent decades cultivating Highgrove into a sanctuary of simplicity and nature, a place where duty and domesticity meet. His blessing for William and Catherine to establish a similar sanctuary within Windsor is both paternal and monarchical. It is a recognition that the future of the crown lies not in marble halls, but in the authenticity of family life. As the Waleses prepare to move, Forest Lodge becomes more than a home. It is a statement that the monarchy can evolve without abandoning its heritage, that intimacy and tradition can coexist. Windsor, where the late Queen took her last bow, will now cradle the future of the institution. In this way, the King's decision serves as both farewell and beginning, a final nod to the past and a resolute step into a reimagined future.